Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno-monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Thursday the 11th of the 3rd 2021. The time is 0455 GMT, Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, let's have a look then. Yesterday, 10th of the 3rd, we had a negative opposed driver in the dollar. Front and back door flows going mainly into the pound at plus 70, into the euro at plus 43, and the yen was the negative rock at minus 38. Activity plus or minus 113. Intra-week then becoming more relevant. This is from Monday the 8th open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive unopposed driver in the pound at plus 326. No backdoor flows. So the opposing negative flows mainly coming out of the yen at minus 205, next out of the dollar at minus 13, and the euro is the negative rock at minus 8. Activity plus or minus 326. Finally then, intraday, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative unopposed driver in the yen, minus 63. No backdoor flows. Opposing positive flows mainly going into the euro plus 35, pound plus 16, and the dollar is the positive rock at plus 12. Activity plus or minus 63. Right, what's going to knock this about then? So right, today we've got the Euro ECB rates decision, so that's a major event. That's about our lunchtime. Friday, tomorrow, we've got German CPI, CAD unemployment, and Michigan consumer sentiment. Sunday, just looking over into next week, we've got the RBA Governor Lowe's speech, and Monday we've got China's retail sales. Right, yesterday we had soft US CPI, so that gave the dollar, came off a bit. We got Biden's relief bills being passed, and the Bank of Japan has just finished its 2-week bond selling. In other words, they've been conducting open market operations in an attempt to, by selling bonds, they're sucking out cash and funds. They're attempting to reduce the yields, and that has seems to have ceased now. So let's rub this off and see what's been happening in the flows in the wider market and the asset classes, and then do some analysis. Our positions came back a bit. I mean, our long Australian dollar did very nicely yesterday, but the other positions, the New Zealand dollar's come back a bit. So anyway, we're about 450 points up at the moment from a peak of 800. Right, euro then. Euro complex this is. Euro complex is weak, except against the yen and the Swiss, which are weaker. The yen is weak across the board at the moment. The pound is weak, except against the dollar and the yen. The Swiss is weak, except against yen, pound, CAD, AUD. In other words, it's mixed. The CAD is strong, except against the Swiss franc and the NZD. The AUD is strong, except against NZD and the Swiss. NZD is strong across the board, and the dollar is weak, except against the yen, the the Swiss, and the euro. Right, so what have we got then? We've got yen weakness at the moment, and we've got New Zealand strength, and take the pick in the middle. Right, so let's have a look at the asset classes. Get us underway. Right, so dollar index. Right, dollar index. You've got that sort of situation. It's come back now to that position there, which is the resistance, previous resistance. So it's went up and it's come back down to its neutral position effectively. Right, gold. Right, well, gold, remember, has been having a hard time, but now it's starting to perk up because the dollar's weaker, amongst other reasons. Right, oil has come off quite a bit and is now thinking about coming back a little bit. Wall Street, it's a tale of now Wall Street has pumped above the highs, and the S&P and the tech are below the highs. So Wall Street's positive and these are relatively negative, with the tech being the most negative of the lot at the moment. Right, what else have we got? US 10-year and the bond. Right, US 10-year, it's about there, and the bond is about there. The yields have come back closer again. Bearing in mind, as I said, you can get a handle on the euro dollar on this. The euro dollar is getting compressed. The euros complex has got issues at the moment because of the ECB rates decision later on today. So bear that in mind as well. Right, copper. Copper, remember, had 5 pumps. 3, 4, 5. Came back to there. Where are we? It went pretty much back to base camp, and it's now back here. So similar to sort of the dollar index arrangement there, really. It's same but different. And US steel, worth a look. That's basically about half marks from the recent low on our model basis. Right, let's get rid of this and make some final comments then. Right, we've got Wall Street steaming. So you've got asset rotation, to use the jargon. Asset rotation into industrials. This sort of aligns with our China story that we've been banging on about. The fact that China is going to ramp, have a very strong next quarter. It's going to feed into the world economy, etc. And risk assets, particularly the AUD, are going to benefit. So AUD, dollar, we're long, we're short NZD, in the euro, the pound, the CAD, and the AUD. And this is off the basis of, we understand that you might say, well, isn't the NZD going to get pumped as well if we get risk assets? Similar sort of relationship usually to the AUD, but this is not really going to be the case, we believe. If you look at the positional situation of the NZD is operating at 67% above the model floor, whereas the AUD is a lot lower. It's you know, below half basically. So there's been a disconnect between the NZD and the AUD, and that is going to right itself as we go forward. The AUD is going to massively outperform the NZD, and therefore we're short NZD via being long Euro, Pound, CAD and AUD against them. Right, so we don't see the Euro is a bit soft at the moment in terms of, particularly against the NZD. We're about 60 points wrong on that at the moment, but we'll see how far they want to push that down. We may look to add to the Euro NZD long once it's had a bit more of a pasting. So it's a case of not yet, but we're looking at it. So hope that helped. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thank you very much.